If you had the power to rewrite one part of your story, where would you start? As a former television producer, I got paid to produce TV shows for a living. But the biggest plot twist I ever experienced wasn't on one of my sets. It was when I realized I was producing everyone else's life except my own. And I'm not alone. Many of us wake up one day and realize that we have been playing side characters in someone else's story. Someone else is calling the shots. For me, I was living and working in my dream job, but in reality, I was craving a rewrite. Picture this. A 5-year-old little girl is curled up on the couch next to her mom, watching soap operas. She is fixated on her mom's face as she's watching the show and every single scene. Cut to later that day, the entire family cuddles on the couch to watch The Muppet Show for 30 minutes of laughter and pure entertainment. From a young age, I realized the power that TV had to bring people together, and I wanted nothing more than to be a part of it. So I created a California bank. I took an old Planters cheese ball container, wrapped it in aluminum foil and stickers, and saved every penny as I grew up so that I could make it to Hollywood. Once I got there as an adult, I was able to produce musicians performing on beaches and mountains. I was able to film a documentary series in the Ukraine. I was able to work with so many actors that I admired. I even spent one New Year's Eve on a rooftop in Times Square with Ludacris performing and 3,000 pounds of confetti falling on our heads. I even traveled the country with Chelsea Handler looking for the next best female comedian. I have stories for days. My life was really good. Yet after becoming a mom, those long hours, that travel, that hustle, meant that I was away from my son. I missed his first birthday. I missed Halloween. I missed bed, bath, and dinner almost every night. The guilt of not being that present mom I wanted to be, and the guilt of not being all in on this career that I worked so hard for, was a little too much to handle. The stress and the overwhelm really was affecting my health and my relationships. One day, I had a panic attack on the street in New York City. It was so bad that it made me get physically sick in a terminal bathroom. That incident and the constant crying on my commute were the red flags I needed to say, you need to fix the situation or you're going to break. So picture this. The lights go down, the music comes up, and the lead character stands at a crossroads. That was me. But there was no camera crew and no director yelling action. Instead, in that moment, it was me making a game time decision to ditch my interview with Taylor Swift so I could go pick up my son from daycare. I found myself 8 months pregnant, in high heels, running through the Times Square subway station to catch my bus back to the suburbs. In that moment, everything changed, and I realized I was done. I no longer wanted that dream job. I had checked the box on my childhood dream. I accomplished it. And now it was time for me to figure out what season 2 of my life had in store. For me, I decided to take everything I had learned and produce a business of my own, one that would fit my life and my family. After finding success with that business, I decided to open a second business, this time helping other women leave their jobs and start businesses so that they too could produce their best lives. Because I believe that all of us have the opportunity to make a transition and start a second act. In television, season 1 is nothing like the series finale. There are new plot lines, there are surprise twists, and life is like that too. The difference is we live our lives not knowing that we can change the story, but we are able to edit out anything that no longer serves us. Let me ask you, have you ever felt stuck in a role that just no longer aligns? For many of us, that job we chose at 20 no longer fits later in life. And I always say that if success looks good on paper but feels bad in your body, then it's time for a change. Think about that role that you're in right now. Ask yourself, did I write this? Or am I just following the storyline out of habit or fear? Let me remind you that you are in control of your life. You can make a change, you can edit anytime you want to. If you find yourself at a turning point or a crossroads, embrace it. Let me share 3 lessons that TV taught me about reinventing your work and your life. Lesson number 1, great characters evolve. Stagnant characters get written off, or in reality TV, voted off. Growth is expected. You don't have to be the same person you were in season 1. Now, lesson number 2, risks are worth watching. Main characters are bold. They make bold choices, and they bring the drama in a good way. And you are the main character in your story. So take the risks, make a leap, be bold. Lesson number 3, TV is constantly changing, and so are you. You are allowed to try something new and then shift again. Treat your life like an episode of TV that you want to watch. Don't be afraid to end a storyline, change the setting. You have permission to move forward. It's when you stop waiting for someone else to yell action and you start producing your own life that everything changes. Remember, reinvention is not a failure. It's taking everything you've learned over your life, over your career, and mixing it into a new storyline that inspires you. And I'm standing here right now not because I followed my script completely, but because I wasn't afraid to stand here and tear it up. You can too. Remember, the most powerful stories that we all love are the ones that never follow the script. The most unforgettable character transformations are the ones that no one saw coming. Life is short. Don't wait for the perfect time. You have everything you need to produce your best life right now.